Good morning, everybody. Today is March 3rd. Most of the leagues started their playoffs on Monday. Let's talk about every game. We only got 4 games. This is the time you got to be a little bit ruthless, dropping players if they're out or they're not performing. The first game is this is a funny season for the Wizards. Somehow they made it a close game, 123-118. And how about Reed Shepherd? He played 42 minutes. He had 6 steals and 2 blocks. As a 6'2" guy, unreal performance. They did play the Wizards, but the effort is there for him. Obviously, 8 stocks, career high, probably 10 assists, 7 assists, and got 19 points as well. Just a crazy game all around for Reed Shepherd. Amen Thompson had a decent game as well, 2 steals and 22 points. And of course, Şengün got his 32 points versus the Wizards team that barely got anybody in the paint. Their center, Julian Reese, doesn't even have a picture. Taro Eason didn't really do well, to be honest. It's a bit disappointing, only 24 minutes, and KD got his 30 points, but had 6 turnovers. For the Wizards, the minutes are all over the place. Will Riley somehow got the most minutes off the bench, and looks like he had the worst game out of everybody. They are definitely just trying to tank. He goes 1 for 9, but gets rewarded for 33 minutes. And then you have Bilo Coulibaly going 5 for 7, plays just 26 minutes. So you can't really trust anybody with the minutes on this team. Do you want to stream Julian Reese? If he's a starting center, maybe. Just for if you're looking for some rebound and defensive stat, but clearly he's horrible. 6 fouls and 4 turnovers. So I'll be a little bit careful, to be honest. But Keyshawn George, Trey Johnson, if it's not a back-to-back, you drop these guys because 20 minutes of them is not worth rostering unless there's a back-to-back. Justin Champagnie also got 27 minutes. It is a back-to-back for the Wizards, so Champagnie and Will Riley are the guys that you could be streaming. But you still just don't know who's getting the minutes. The NBA has got to do something to fix it next year. I feel like the product they put up, it's like this game doesn't matter, even though it was somewhat a close game. But one team is trying to lose, one team is trying to win. The next game is the Celtics. They blow out the Bucks. Celtics, they're just rolling at the moment. Great defensively, held the Bucks to only 81 points. It's crazy. And somehow Giannis came back and played. Derek White continues to, not the best game shooting-wise, but had 9 assists, 18 points. And how about Hugo Gonzalez? 16 rebounds as a guard. And he's not the biggest guy either. 5 offensive rebounds. It's all heart. Honestly, it's all heart and grit. 3 steals and 2 blocks. Crazy game. If he continues to start, maybe we have to look at him. But Jaylen Brown is probably going to be back. The Celtics, this tells you like they're just a well-coached team. Of course, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, you got to give them credit. But a lot of it is, coaching. It doesn't matter who's playing. You have the next guy up. They blew out the Bucks by 27 points. Like, come on. Vucevic started plus 25. Yeah, but we probably don't need to roster him, to be honest, because next game he's gonna go to the bench. Sam Hauser hit 4 threes. Baylor Shannerman had 10 points and 2 threes. But Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum is gonna play. So if you're streaming these guys, yeah, just be careful. Even Nehemiah's got his rest. So it was also a back-to-back for them too, for the Celtics. For the Bucks, Kevin Porter, Giannis somehow, some way he came back and played. All right, 19 points, 11 rebounds. That's going to impact Kevin Porter Jr. Ryan Rollins came off the bench. That's a little bit disappointing, but I think for Ryan Rollins, if you don't need guard stats, drop him. But Giannis is going to miss games, and Ryan should come in and get good minutes. So that's my expectation. If you need guard stats this week, you definitely still hold on to Ryan Rollins. He also had a bit of foul trouble, had 4 fouls. Otherwise, I think he'll get more minutes. Guys like Miles Turner, if you don't need blocks this week, drop him. Jericho Sims, you could stream him for some rebound. He's been pretty consistent, especially with Bucks have a back-to-back coming up this week. The next one, this is also funny. The Jazz, they're not trying to win, but yeah, Denver is struggling right now. Barely beat them, and it took Jamal Murray 45 points to get it done. Just barely plus, 0. I know Jokic is coming back from injury. He kind of needs to like play back into game shape a little bit, but they're struggling big time right now. They also have a lot of injuries. Obviously, Jamal Murray and Jokic, they're healthy, but the rest of these guys, a lot of the guys are out. Jokic had a mediocre game versus a bad Jazz team because, Jamal Murray really wants to cook. Well, he actually only took 19 shots, so it's not like, 45 points on 19 shots is pretty crazy. He got to the line 12 times, hit 8 threes. Great game from Jamal Murray, eight steals and 8 assists and 2 steals as well. The rest of these guys, they somehow started Valanciunas and Jokic together. I wouldn't stream Valanciunas. Honestly, the only guy I kind of trust on Denver is Tim Hardaway Jr. to give me threes. Otherwise, like Christian Braun, what does he really give you? Just a bit everything in category leagues. If you just need a bunch of stats and they have a back-to-back, you could have him. Otherwise, yeah, no reason to have him. For the Jazz, yeah, this is a funny season. Keontae George, great game, 36 points. I thought they're going to limit him to like 23 minutes or some bullshit. But he got 30 minutes. That's great. They have a back-to-back coming up, so most likely he's going to get rested. We'll see. I like John Conchor's fantasy game. He played 23 minutes, had 2 blocks. He give you a lot of defensive stats. He's going to hit some threes. He usually is a good rebounder, only got 2 rebounds here. So I like him. I don't mind streaming him if there's a back-to-back. Filipowski right now needs to be rostered. 19 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. They should give him close to 30 minutes every night, but you don't know. Anything can happen with this team. Ace Bailey got his 32 minutes. That's fine. 18 points, not much else, and 2 threes. Isaiah Collier, I would roster him if I need assists this week. But honestly, it doesn't really give you much else. But if you need assists, continue to hold. Keontae George should miss a bunch of games. Yeah, the next game is the Clippers. They beat the Warriors 114-101. All right, great win by the Clippers. And, they're still trying. Kawhi, 23 points, 2 steals, 8 rebounds, 3 threes. Efficient game from Kawhi. He's been so good. Because of the blowout, the minutes were kind of low across the board. Other than Benedict Mathurin, he had 17 points. A steal and a block is good. On this team, Chris Dunn, I would roster him for assists and steals specifically. With Harden out, maybe he gets a bit more assists as well, and the minutes go up a little bit too. They need the point guard on their team, and they did not have John Collins this game. Darius Garland played 22 minutes off the bench. Here we go. Let's see how he plays. If Garland is on the waiver wire, if you need guard stats, this is the week you pick him up. Hopefully he goes off. Brook Lopez, we know what he does, 3s and blocks if you need that. For the Warriors, they still don't have Steph Curry. Yeah, a lot of first-round guys are out, like Shea's being out to start off the playoffs. Steph Curry's out. Yeah, a lot of guys are out, so yeah, it sucks, but Curry should be back. So, and Curry is like a guy you don't want to drop. You kind of, you got to hold. He's so close to returning. But look, if he's out for 2 weeks, you don't have an IR spot. You got to do what you got to do. And it depends on the situation. You got to be honest with yourself. Can you win the finals without Curry? Or can you win these matchups? If it's like even you drop Curry and your opponent is so stacked, then maybe just punt it away. Because the thing is, if you drop Curry, somebody else picks up. It kind of gives somebody a crazy unfair advantage going to the finals, but it is what it is. DeAnthony Melton had 7 points. I like him a lot. Didn't really play well here, but he's a great fantasy player, so I would continue to roster him. Pajemski, sure, he's putting up numbers game after game. Now, Al Horford, actually just very solid. If you need all the peripheral stats, play 27 minutes here. And we just don't know what Porzingis is going to do, to be honest, when he's going to be back. So Al Horford should be getting 25-plus minutes. Draymond Green, 6 assists, nothing else. Horrible. Draymond has been horrible. As a fantasy player in real life as well. Moody hit 2 threes. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.